Hello folks, this isn't intended as a review of any kind. I just want to share with you my reasoning for investing in Hapax. Eloquencer was my first eurorack sequencer. It was close to being the perfect sequencer for me. Lots of buttons for quick experimentation and inspiration, easy editing, great live performance functionality, custom scales. Really useful is the ability to change individual track rates for polyrhythms. Track lengths for polymeters. Love the way you can change the gate probability of each note individually too. Also, you can influence the pitch of selected tracks using the CV inputs. We'll come on to that discordance in a moment. This is great for running one track at a slower rate and using it to transpose other selected tracks for a chord progression. However, two issues let it down. Firstly, the CV input is read at the end of a note rather than the beginning, so if you wanted to use a track for transposing other tracks to produce a chord progression, as I've done here with the arpeggio, the chords would always be one step behind the bass, hence the discordance. Secondly, Eloquencer has no MIDI out capability. MIDI is so powerful, especially where polyphony is concerned. I had to look around. And so to Hermod. Lovely MIDI capabilities. Nice long sequences up to 64 steps, so we don't need to jump through hoops to get a chord progression, which is just as well because it isn't possible to use a CV input to accurately transpose tracks for chord progressions. So what's to not like? Well, that tiny display doesn't help. Okay, the Mark II is a little better in this respect, and the small number of buttons is shared between so many different features that it's difficult to remember how to get to any particular function. Although you can change track lengths for polyrhythms, you can't change individual track rates for polymeters. Secondly, you can change the overall probability, or chance, of the notes being gated. You can't do this on a note-by-note basis, which is a major problem for me. I find Hermod overall to be much less performable, less inspiration friendly than Eloquencer. Hermod's CV output range is plus minus 5 volts, so the same span as Eloquencer's 0 to 10 volts, but essentially 10 octaves lower, which made this comparison video a little awkward, hence some voices being in a different register. Vector was a possibility, but although it has MIDI built in, it only has 2 pitch CV outputs, so you really need the expander to get another 4 CV outputs. Then the large footprint raised questions, for me at least. So to Hapax. Although we do have lovely accurate synchronous CV inputs, we don't actually need these for transposition because we have a dedicated transpose feature which allows track 16 to act on selected tracks to provide for our chord progression. We have loads of performance buttons which also directly represents the notes in the sequence, and we have nice long tracks so we don't get stuck in the trap of short repeated sequences. We even have dedicated percussion features. There are MIDI and plus minus 5 volt CV outputs, but only 4 of the latter. However, the addition of a MIDI CV module, such as the dual channel MIDI CV from Erica Synths, for me fixes this shortcoming. Being a self-contained desktop unit, Hapax saves case HPs, but of course consumes more desk space, and is perhaps not so live gig friendly, or even palatable to the eurorack purist. Anyway, I've only just started on my Hapax journey, so let's see how it goes. I love this fill feature. Thanks so much for making it this far. Hope you found this useful. I'd really love to hear your comments, and of course, please like, subscribe and follow. Thank you.